Guys, welcome to the Nikki Smash Show. I'm so excited for this one. A fellow riff lord brother, Mr. Motherfucking Zach Muller from the Blood Republic. Zach, how are you, dude? You good?
Yeah, I'm right, dude. How you going?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. I'm like, got a lot of makeup on today to try and get through, So, and I haven't had coffee yet, but I have had a pint of Coca-Cola.
A pint of Coke.
Yeah, I've had a pint of Coca-Cola. Be like, this is like, for anyone's referencing, this is like 10 a.m. in the morning. So me and Zach are like running on like what the fuck time. And that's just the nature of shooting these casts every day, every other day. Um, yeah, just dude, pint of Coca-Cola in the morning. Took my meds with Coca-Cola, down the hatch, and it was all good. But I'm definitely struggling without coffee though. There's something special about coffee in the morning. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, mate, I'm obsessed. I'm completely addicted to it right now. I
Yeah.
went to get it this morning because I ran out. So I went to the shop to get it, get there, and then like go to pay, and I'm like, just don't even have my wallet on me. And the guy's just like, "Are you serious? Just take it. Just take it from me."
Really?
Yeah.
That's rock star shit, dude. That's amazing, man. So, Blood Republic, dude.
Yeah, mate, things are going.
So let's talk about it first, because not only is all your shit sick, you
Oh,
know,
thanks, man.
um, you've done some video work for my band, the Rocket Dolls, before,
Yeah,
and you'll
mate.
probably be doing some work for my new project coming out at some point as
Rad.
well. I relate a lot to how you run your project, because my new stuff, How to Disappear and Never Be Found, is kind of a similar format. Like, you're effectively a solo artist, but you go out as a name,
Yeah, for sure.
because how do you find that? Because for me, it was kind of like, I don't really like, I'm arrogant enough with the name Nikki Smash. I can't have like the Nikki Smash band, you know? Do you know what I mean, dude?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'll do that when I get to like my 60s and I'm just like, fuck it. I'm the Zach Muller project now.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
But like, I don't know. That's the thing though. It's like hiding behind a name.
Yeah.
And I still love the whole concept of just bands and stuff. You know what I mean? I think it's so
Mm,
cool. Like the Rocket Dolls was such a killer name, man. I love that name.
thanks, dude. Thanks.
But this new name, it's like it's got like a proper modern twist to it. How to Disappear and Never Be Found. I fucking love that, dude.
Thanks,
It's so
dude.
good.
It's
It's
a
cool.
play on like the like super dark mental health, you know? So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
how to disappear in your own head and you'll like never be found, with like all sorts of shit going on.
It's
So
relatable, man. I love that. I
thanks,
love
dude.
that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was good. It's
And I
good.
was listening to like just some of your stories where you're like jamming out some of the new material, man. Those riffs are just sick.
Thanks, man. Yeah, do you know what's cool with this project is that, like, feels like the gloves are off a bit, So with that, there's no management, there's no other personnel in the band. It's just me, passion project, and I think it's going to come out very differently, because there's no rules. There's no one saying fucking you got to get it out by this time. There's no this and that. Do you know what I mean? There's like
Yeah, mate.
no one involved. It's just me on my time doing my thing, and it's so much more comfortable, and I've got more creative space to do that. Do you find the same thing
Well,
with
that's
like?
exactly the same. Yeah, like that's pretty much where I came from. Like I was in that situation where there was just so many other voices telling you like where it had to be, and we got to do this, and we're not going to release that yet, and all that kind of stuff. And then it was just as soon as that project kind of ended, then it was like, fuck, I can just sort of I'm like liberated now. I can do whatever I want and like release
Yeah,
whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want, and it just became like liberating. So that's just kind of why I'm doing it, really. I do
yeah,
miss playing live though, man. Like it's been like 2 years since I played a gig, so I'm missing that.
yeah. I think we all are, man. It's tough that way. Do you get musicians in? Do you like hire? Do you go and like do like the big rock star thing and be like, who wants to be in my band for the sessions? Do you kind of
Oh
do that,
no,
or do you use technology?
I just play it all myself, and then I've got like a little like this crappy MIDI drum set that I just sort of like play the beats in, and then like quantize the shit out of it because I'm not a great drummer. But
That's
like,
fucking sick, man. So that's you playing everything,
yeah, pretty much, man. Yeah.
dude.
Except for like pianos, like I programmed that in, but I've just got a piano, like a keyboard, so now I'm starting to actually play the piano in it.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's cool. That's do you know there's something about that like listen to the first Foo Fighters record. It's just all Dave Grohl. There's something just so
Exactly.
harmonious about it
Yeah, mate.
because it's just like one heart, one mind pushing it
Yeah,
all through. Do you know what I mean?
totally, mate. Yeah, I always reference Dave Grohl because he did that with the first album, didn't he? And then
Yeah. Yeah.
like he's badass. Or like Trent Reznor as well. Although
Oh,
he
dude,
he
yeah,
gets
fuck.
people in. But I'm like a huge Nine Inch Nails fan. That's kind of one of the reasons why I decided I was going to go like solo and just like start
Yeah.
doing it. Like, Trent is
Yeah.
just such a badass.
Yeah, man. I think there's just more scope. You know, I was saying this to another guest I had on, um, that they were like, so what's the style of your new band? And I was like, it's genre fluid.
Oh, that's jokes.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and they're like, fuck. And I'm like, yeah, man, like no pigeonholes in anything. Of course it's rock based.
yeah,
You know, it's gonna be rock based, but there's one or two songs where it's like, is there even guitar on this track? Or is it just synth, you know? And I kind of like that, you know, like I said, there's no rules, is there? You know,
exactly.
it's so good to have that, you know. So just before the world decided to stop spinning, you were rocking out in New York.
Oh, that mate, that was so rad. That was so good. I miss it so much.
What was
I
it
just
like out there, you know, doing your thing out there, man?
um
What and why did you get out? Why did you decide to go out there?
well, my girlfriend, she had like a job opportunity out there, so I just kind of tagged along. I
Oh,
was just
sick.
yeah, so I was just out there just doing the like lyric videos and stuff to keep me going and just working on like a bunch of music. I mean, it was so good, man, because her company paid for like this insane apartment, like basically in Times Square. So we were just living it up, man. It was so good. And then suddenly there's like a pandemic and we just got to go home. And like, it was crazy though, because we got to see New York like empty, which was
Oh
just nuts.
shit.
Everyone was just like pranging out. So we were just like, right, let's just go. And it made the transition coming back to like crappy Maidenhead in England a little bit easier. It was like, oh well, fuck it, nothing's happening in New York anymore. So
Fuck, man. You in Maidenhead then? Not to tell everyone where you live, but
yeah, I'm in Maidenhead.
oh, sick, man. You're not far from me, actually.
Really? Where are
Yeah,
you
we.
now?
I'm Surrey, but like on the border. So
Oh, no
like,
way.
yes, we're like an hour from each other.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we
Oh,
should go. We should go for a socially distanced sneaky coffee somewhere.
oh, mate, I'm so on
We should do that. I don't condone breaking lockdown rules, by the way. I'm just saying when
that.
it's a bit lifted, you know, we're not going. You know, this is not throwing TVs out the of the hotel window shit. You know, you know, we're just talking about a quiet coffee, socially distanced somewhere. You know,
I can't wait for things to get back to normal. I'm so excited.
yeah, it's fucked, isn't it? And it's a shame that kind of like every topic of conversation is kind of on the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, so how you doing, man? What have you been up to? And I'm like, yeah, I've been zooming, man. Yeah, I've been up to Zoom. You know, like,
It's
yeah,
intense.
fuck yeah. You know, I've been playing a lot of Crash Bandicoot. You know, the remake.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. A few of my friends have been playing that as
It's
well.
well good. Like, I'm so happy that my missus is a gamer, and she's like, got the new Crash. Let's go. And I'm like, yes.
That's
You know,
jokes.
yeah, it's so good. It's so good, dude.
I only recently got into gaming actually, like because my brothers have always been so into it, and I only recently got like a PS4 like given to us. So I was like, all right, I may as well start playing.
Yeah.
And my brother was like, get Warzone, and I've been on it like every day since. I'm not
Yeah.
even very good at it. I just love shooting. Like I just love the first man shooting stuff. I'm just like, this is crazy, man.
Yeah, it is nuts, isn't it? Like, you know, not to sound like an old fuddy duddy, but I'm always like, fucking hell, this stuff looks nuts. You know,
Yeah.
and I've been playing like, you know, I had a Nintendo, like the original Nintendo. Like I've been playing since, you know, day one type of thing. you know, and I think I've had every Nintendo console from then. And
No way.
yeah, and I've had, yeah, I'm just one of them geeks, man, you know. But like, I'm not like one of them super game geeks that keeps all the consoles. Apart from an N64, still got an N64, GoldenEye, Mario Kart, Diddy Kong
Oh,
Racing.
no way.
Yeah, it's sick, dude. It's so sick. I mean, we could get in a
That's
rabbit hole,
awesome.
getting total
I
fucking
love
rabbit
those
hole
old
with it.
James Bond games though. When I was younger, I did used to play loads of those. Like I did play Nightfire a bit, which is kind of like GoldenEye, but with like slightly better graphics on like
Yeah, with
GameCube,
slightly better
something like
graphics. Yeah,
that.
yeah, man. Fuck, dude. So with the Blood Republic stuff, right? Um, you've got a lot of stuff about to kick off, right? A lot.
Yeah, it's all coming up. So I got like over the whole sort of lockdown period and just this whole pandemic stuff, I've just been writing and just getting all those new material together. I've got like 17 songs now that I'm so proud of like all of them. So I'm just like I should just put them all on an album, but because like it's still early stages, I don't want to like just put out a whole album and then just like, you know, not make the most of each song. So I'm gonna like release each song like maybe like one per month, and with
Yeah,
like its own music video, like make a big deal out of each one.
I would. Out the album format is
Yeah,
is dead, you know, and
exactly.
it's a strange one that like people haven't got the attention span to listen to 5 songs in a row, let alone 10 or 12 or 17, you know.
Exactly. And then
Yeah.
maybe like by the end, by song 17, you know, people like I'll have like a few more fans, like a few more listeners, people will be like more into it. And then maybe, you know, when it comes to album 3, it could be like, oh, I'm gonna put this full like a full thing out.
Yeah, exactly. You'll have like the fan base to make a proper impact with an album, you know.
Exactly. And it's gonna be like a long process, but I'm like enjoying it though, because right now I'm like because I've got all the songs there. I mean, I've been because I've like mixed everything myself, I've been like tweaking mixes for like the past 3 months. It's driving me fucking nuts.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think it's there, and then suddenly I'm like, wait, nah. I just take straight back to the drawing board, and I'm like, right, okay, completely redo the drums, completely redo this. I mean, that's one of the downfalls of doing it yourself. You don't have anyone to be like, just fucking leave it, mate.
I know that's one thing what I've done with this project is that I've slammed demos and I've made a rule of thumb of like I'll do all the demos, I'll do all of that stuff, right? But then I'll send it to a producer for him to like go, no, this is shit. This, you know, all that stuff. You know, I'm working with Brandon Ashley from The Dark on my new project.
Oh,
And
that band is sick.
dude, Brandon's a fucking genius, dude. You two should fucking work together, man.
That would be really
Honestly,
cool.
you know, I'll hook you up, man. Honestly,
Yeah, do it,
guy's a
man.
genius, you know, and as you are, dude, you're a
Thank
ripper,
you.
you know. So you two together come up with some fucking gnarly shit. So I got him on board, you know, to do like all the electronics with all my new stuff because a lot of it's like electronic based with riffs. So I've kind of done that thing of like I don't want to be the one deciding. You know, I still want to keep that kind of traditional format in my head because I just don't trust myself to like go like, oh yeah, okay, that bit's okay, and it's actually shit, and then like keep redoing a part which is fine every time I do it, you know, and that rabbit hole of stuff.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole, isn't it?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. So how do you keep a quality control on that then? Do
Oh,
you have
mate.
like a few fans, or is there someone that you go to kind of go, can you just check this out and see if it's shit?
I mostly just like ask my girlfriend.
Yeah,
Like,
she
I'll
gives you
just
the blunt truth.
yeah, yeah. Like she's just always just like, just don't go to your higher range too much. Like, all right, fair.
I like that. That's well good, man. It's good to have that, you know.
Yeah,
It's
no, absolutely. She's brutal with it, but it's good. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, what? Like really? I spent my whole day on this, and you're just like ripping me
you're
apart.
ripping me apart. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's worth it because sometimes like I've released a song and I've been like, fuck, why the hell did I release that? What was that lyric, man?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean, dude. Yeah. I was like that
Yeah.
on my first album, an EP. There was no one really going. I don't think anyone in the band gave a fuck either, though. Do you know what I mean? Like at the time, it's only until you go back to it and they go, "Dude, that lyric was shit," and you go, "Why didn't you just tell me at the time?" You
Yeah.
know. You know, you're equally as responsible for me putting that out as you are, you know. And now it's stuck there, you know. It is, yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? You know, with that stuff. Um,
Yeah.
um, I've also just clocked that I haven't done my eyeliner properly, and this one's smudged here,
Oh, really?
and this one isn't. So I look kind of like, you know, Clockwork Orangey. You
No,
know,
I
a
think it
bit
looks
like
cool, man.
a bit. You know, that's going to be my vibe today, I think.
I need
You
to
know,
get some eyeliner on. Like I'm doing like a music video later. Well, filming like a bit of it on a green screen. So I might
sick.
put some eyeliner on. But I keep wearing these like goggle things at the moment. I'm like, right, yeah, my look is now that I wear steampunk goggles. So I'm just
Fucking
like
rad.
decided that. The only thing is
Oh,
because they're shiny there, if you do it on the green screen, you like see like, I'll be like in some crazy environment, but you just see like my oven in the reflection. It's just like
oh, dude. Well, it's like this, isn't it? You know, you're like, dude, how did you get brick? And it's like, it's this wonderful little sheet, you know,
yeah.
that's good, you know. Um, yeah. But the video stuff's strange, man. You know, how did you get into that? Was that like an accidental thing?
Um it's well, I've always kind of really been into it. I mean, I think as I was getting into music when I was like, you know, about 11, I was already into like the video stuff really. Like, I mean, I think when I first recorded a song when I was like 12, I actually recorded it inside a video software because they had like audio capabilities. So I just like recorded like a cover of like a Nirvana song, like just with the audio in the video software. So it was just it all kind of like in one kind of thing. Like, because, when you used to watch like Scuzz and Kerrang and stuff like that,
Yeah, dude.
like it was all just about the visual thing for me. I was like, this is so crazy.
Mm,
And then
yeah.
like Guns N' Roses and stuff was like one of my first go-tos. But then,
Right.
oh no, actually no, probably before that I was more into like Marilyn Manson actually. And then I found
Right.
out about the older stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Marilyn Manson videos were just crazy.
Oh yeah, like Beautiful People's fucking nuts. It's all from
Yeah.
that insane asylum shit, isn't it? And it's all like
Yeah.
that weird. They use all those weird magnifying glass things, and they're all like weird angles and shit. It's fucked. You know, there's
So
no way you'd be able to release that now. Do
I
you know what I
know.
mean?
And
If
there's been all
people,
that stuff happening with Manson recently, isn't there?
yeah. Oh fuck, I forgot about that. Yeah,
I only just remembered, yeah. Like what is that? I don't know how much I believe it. I don't know how much I want to believe it.
I know what
But
you
like,
mean. Yeah, I know people that have worked with him. I know people that have like done like shows with him a countless times, and I don't know a single person that says he's a nice guy.
oh really?
Yeah,
So it's probably true.
yeah, that's the thing with it. I'm kind of like, you know, if I know a handful of people, you know, that have all worked with him and say, dude, the guy's just a horrible, horrible man. Like he's like not pleasant on stage, he's not pleasant off stage, you know. And I was like, oh right, that's a shame, you know. He just not a nice person. You can't have like a normal conversation with him because, you know, and it's not even that he'd be like taking drugs or drinking or anything, you know, it's just him being an ass,
Uh,
you know. And I was like, oh fuck, that's a glass moment shattered on that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is a shame when that stuff happens, but when like all this stuff, you know, when you know, have someone like that come out and say, you know, he's abusive and things like that, and then his other girlfriends go, yeah, the exact same mo. You know, you kind of think, you know, the realms of probability, you know,
I know.
are pointing towards that, and it's a shame because I'd like to be in a position. I don't know. I sit on the fence with this stuff. Right, this is an interesting thing to talk about because, you know, you have these things where these artists have done horrific shit, right? You know, but then you list a song of theirs may pop in somehow, or you know, something goes, oh fuck, I remember that song, and you go, oh god, it's with that person. But you still go, but it was a good song, but I don't know, you know, was the meanings behind it something else? You know, um, like Lost Prophets, for example, right?
Oh yeah, fuck.
Right, you know, and they still have like you know, I'll check now. Actually, I think they've got like um over 20 or thousand monthly listeners still on Spotify. You know, so
Really?
yes, if you go
Oh,
right,
no
lost
way.
profits, they got 101 101,529 monthly listeners.
Oh my God.
Still,
I wouldn't
you
have
know,
expected that.
and yeah, that what's interesting, the profile's not verified, all that stuff. But like they've got millions of this and millions of that on streams and stuff. And yeah, it's weird, but like, the odd tune of theirs, I'll hear it or something, it's playing like on an old film or something, and you'll go, fuck, that's a great, oh no, I don't want to like it because of what it's associated with now,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
do
They
you,
did have some good tunes, though.
yeah, but you don't know if he's like, especially that, have you seen that hypocrisy video?
No.
Fuck, dude. I think it's called A Town Called Hypocrisy, the video. And in the video, they're pretending to be like Blue Peter presenters with kids. And
Oh, wait, no, I might
there's
have
a
seen
there's a
this.
section on it when he goes, "Today we're going to learn about oral hygiene." It's like,
What?
and at the time it was fucking hilarious, right? It was funny. It was
Fuck.
like, oh, that's fucking funny because that's exactly what those shows were like. And then you're like, oh, that's him being real.
Oh, what?
you know, and you're like, fuck, I don't know how to feel about all of that.
That's so weird.
It's
Yeah, no,
fucked, isn't it? Somehow,
he was
you know,
dark.
yeah, like somehow all that shit has like been filtered through and no one caught it in the net and it just got out into the world. And you're like, what the fuck? That's fucked.
That's
I
so,
know,
yeah, that's
I
weird.
know, I won't name any names, but I know one of the old tour managers
Oh, really?
who worked with them. And I had to ask, it's one of those things. And he was like, go on and ask a couple of questions, and I was like, what was he like? And they said he was just the quietest, kept himself to himself, had his own bit on the bus, didn't interact with anyone, was very, very like just very alone. And everyone
That's
kind of thought
weird.
that was just him after drugs and alcohol, just kind of being a bit namaste or something.
Yeah.
And now you're just like, fuck, what was that about, really? You know what I mean? It's crazy, isn't it? But how do we feel about the Manson thing? Can you listen to him? I mean, supposedly, let's go by this: innocent until proven guilty, right? That's how we should be looking at this. He's accused of something. We don't know if it's 100% true, so we should go on innocent until proven guilty. What if he's proven guilty? How do you listen to Marilyn Manson records again?
I know, and that like strikes me at the heart though, because I fucking love those, just pretty much all of his music,
Yeah,
especially. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like this, I haven't found myself in that situation before because like with Lost Prophets, I wouldn't like I liked them like as an emo kid, like for like a second, and
yeah,
it wasn't like like I can't listen to them anymore because I barely listen to them anyway. But like I actually
yeah.
listen to them. So,
Right, yeah,
but it's
and
with the
it's
same with Michael Jackson as well because I've always loved Michael Jackson, and then all that stuff came out.
yeah,
But then there was so much controversy. Like, are they trying to get like some money from this and all that kind of stuff?
I don't
So there
know.
was
Yeah, it's my initial gut instinct with people that work in that profession. You know, the way he is and the way he was. They're like, yeah, there's no doubt about it. The guy was fucking fiddling kids and shit.
yeah,
And
it's
it's
messed
you're just
up.
like, oh fuck. And what's nuts though, right? He went to like money talks, doesn't it? It
Mm.
has to. Um, with him being that way, you kind of go like, fucking hell, man, like this guy, you know, and he just paid everyone off, really. built a
Yeah,
fucking
it's
theme
true.
park in his backyard to be like, you know, it always reminds me of
It's so true.
you know, the bit in Pinocchio where the people are trying to get all the kids into this amusement park where they smoke and drink, you know, and then they all turn into donkeys.
Yeah.
That's cut. I imagine that's what Michael Jackson's ranch was like. You know, you go in there and it's like, oh, this is naughty, and then all of a sudden, like you're stuck there forever, and you're like carted off as a donkey.
Mate, that's such a trip.
That's
What?
fucked, right?
Pinocchio is such a trip.
That's fucking dark, dude. You know, like I'm a massive Disney head. I fucking love Disney.
Yeah,
Watching
me
it with
too.
the kids, you know, and you're like, oh man, yeah, let's watch a fucking classic one. And then halfway through, I was like, Pinocchio is dark, bro.
Yeah, it's so dark.
So dark, you
Oh
know.
my God.
Oh, dude, like the bit as well, like when they're in the whale,
Oh, I know.
you know, and they're like, wow, yeah, this is just totally, totally insane. Like they're inside this giant whale, you know,
It's
like,
so crazy.
oh, dude, it's fucked, man. You
Wasn't
know,
Walt Disney like a Satanist or like an occultist or something?
there was something like that, wasn't there, about him? Do
I
you
think
know?
so. I saw some stuff like some people like this was years ago when I was like a proper stoner, but it was something like, oh, like they debunked it. They were like, yeah, all Disney films have like secret like witchcraft stuff in them and all this stuff. I was like, nah, but they do have like symbolism and stuff. But
Yeah, they do have a couple of
whatever.
symbolism stuff in there, isn't there? But
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know.
it's
It's interesting.
yeah. Have you seen like the Disney theories? We're going like totally off topic, but I fucking love it. You know, like have you seen the theory with Disney, like how all the films link together?
Oh no, I haven't seen that. Actually, no, I've heard someone say it, but I haven't seen any like sort of in-depth sort of
It's nuts. It's
really.
either the biggest coincidence in the entire world that seems to seamlessly carry on, or it's one of the most incredibly well constructed ideas that is like a secret to anyone who's writing a Disney flick that they have to keep in with this storyline. It's fucking insane, dude. It's
That sounds
insane.
crazy.
It's like um I can't remember how accurate some of them are, but like there's the you know, what's it in Frozen? Anna and Elsa's parents are killed in a boat accident, right? Well, that is the boat. The boat is the fucking boat from another film. It's the exact. It's the and then the one that's washed up in the Little
Oh,
Mermaid is the
what?
same ship. It's like the ship
That's
has traveled.
crazy.
Yeah, and it turns out it was the Black Pearl or something, you know. And
What?
it's like, yeah, and you're like, what the fuck, you know? How's that? And then you're like, oh, it turns out really that, um, like one of the princesses husband's, you know, brother is the prince in so and so, which means that they're all related in a distant way. And you're like, what the fuck?
That's so cool.
Yeah, go and check it out, man. You know, there's like the theory on it. I think there's a guy called Offhand Disney on YouTube,
Oh,
and he
really?
goes through it all. And you're just like, you know, like looking at it going like, what the hell? That's crazy.
I
It's
need to
totally
check that out,
crazy.
dude. I'm totally into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. But well, let's you know seamlessly get back to Blood Republic from pedophiles and Walt Disney.
Yeah, mate. Well, Disney and pedophiles is just, that's what inspires me, man.
That's what, yeah, that's what inspires me, man. You know, like fucking right, dude. Oh man. So what's kind of like the core subject of everything that you write about in the Blood Republic? Do you have like a running theme, or do you kind of have um each song is a separate story, or you know whatever it may be?
I don't know. Like sometimes I get like lost in like things that are going on in the world, like politically and stuff, and that can come across sometimes. But then also like, sometimes I'm like struggling or like mentally or just like in my personal life, and then that comes across. It's pretty much whatever is kind of consuming me at that point in time.
Yeah, totally, dude. I relate to that a lot. I think that's probably why I'm a fan of your stuff as well, man.
Legend.
Do you know what I mean? Um, but yeah, do you think there's like you know, because I talk a lot about mental health in general, right? You know, do you think that there's like a catharticism? I can't say that fucking word properly because I'm ADD as shit. Catharticism,
That
catharticism. You know,
catharticism, I think it is. Is
right,
that? I don't even know what that word like really means. I can
right.
pronounce
It's cathartic. It's kind of like.
it.
Do you know what? I'm gonna let's look. I'll tell you what. You know,
Let's
let
look up
me.
catharticism.
You know, hey Siri, what is catharticism?
What is cathartic system? Check it out.
Okay. It's a purification. So
Ah.
if it's cathartic, it's like, yeah, I'm like getting rid of all the shit and I'm becoming pure again. So that makes sense. I use it all the time and I kind of use it in the correct context, but didn't understand its initial meaning, which is quite stupid. But I suppose, yes. So
That
do you
makes
find,
complete sense.
yeah,
Yeah, like
do
that.
you
That
find
would.
that?
Yeah, it's like offloading all of that shit into the music, and then
Mm.
just like it being like a time capsule of just like what was, and then you know what I mean, like offloading to a therapist in a way.
Yeah, that's a fucking great way of putting it, dude.
You know what
Like
I mean?
putting it into like a time capsule of stuff. That's interesting, dude. That's well
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I
Then you
suppose
look
because
back
like a
on
song is like a certificate of where you are in your life, isn't
it.
it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I
That's an
mean?
even better way of putting it. It's just like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, I was there, mate. Look, check it out.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
some shit.
yeah. Here's that shit back in 2019. Check this. Yeah. It's strange that, man. It's funny how um mental health and rock and roll, well, all art really, but you know specifically rock and roll. There was an interesting stat I saw. Um, One of my students posted it at BIM, and it was saying there was like a study, and this was like in 2017 though, so it was like fuck it, it's like 4 or 5 years ago now. So the study was they interviewed people who were musicians in different genres and looked at their depression, anxiety, and their happiness levels basically. And then they looked at people who listened to the music, right? This is really interesting. They found commonly that people who listen to rock music are the happiest people, but the people that create rock music are the most unhappy people.
No way.
Yeah. So, and it kind of like is the opposite. So, like, people are well happy listening to pop music, well happy creating pop music. They're like, yeah, listen to this. I'm doing this shit, But then people listening to it are like, bizarre, right?
That's so bizarre.
It's
It
weird, isn't it?
makes a lot of sense though.
Yeah.
Like that is actually really cool. I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah. I suppose like emo and goth are kind of like happy in the middle. You get some
Yeah.
happy emos, you get some sad emos, and things like that. Yeah, it's a strange. Again, it's really strange that stuff, but I find it fascinating.
Yeah, mate, that's fascinating. That's so interesting. I
Yeah,
can't believe that. It
yeah.
makes a lot of sense
Mm.
because we are miserable fuckers.
Oh fuck, dude. Yeah, I'm like the happiest I've ever been in my life, but I'm still miserable. Like, I'm still
Yeah, me
like,
too.
I'm still find something to complain about somewhere. You know, I'd be like, god damn, you know, it's like, are you ever happy? It's like, I am happy. I'm just like to moan about shit and complain.
Yeah.
That's just part of my DNA.
You know the band like Big Spring, that kind of like Brighton-based band?
Yeah, dude, they're sick.
So good, right? I went on because the singer he tour managed for my last band, and then I ended up filling in on bass for on a tour with them, and the whole time all we did was just complain, like just like we just all we did, everything was just like something to just complain about.
That's
It was
amazing.
It was hilarious because it like I mean in my other band we had like a proper laugh all the time, like even though we were like miserable and always hungover, we were just constantly just just making stupid sounds in the bus. But this one just stood out in my mind as just like the complaining tour. Like we were just there, just like everything was a fucking problem.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Have you done a lot of sessions and stuff then?
That was like the only session I did. I mean, I would like to do more because like I've got I play on a few different instruments and I just love like jumping into random different projects. But that was the only one that like I really just stood in for. Like the guy Alex, he actually so Alex the bassist produced one of my previous band's albums, and then Ollie the singer he was tour managing for like a tour.
Sick.
They're seriously cool guys.
Yeah, man. What's that big song of theirs? Big Spring.
Oh, the one I really love is 5th of July.
That's a great song.
It's just such a sludgy riff. It's so
Oh
good.
yeah. There's a. Do you know what? It's bizarre, man. Like I've left Brighton now, and as I've kind of left Brighton, there's like grunge bands popping up.
What is all that about?
What's that about? I've been down there 15 years trying to spread the good word. And everyone's been like, no, it's math rock central or metal or indie, trying to squeeze in some like commercial rock but with that grunge thing on it, and everyone's been shunning it for years. Or maybe we were just shit.
No, you guys are sick, but it does seem to be like a bit of like a 90s resurgence at the moment.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I put it down to like Stranger Things, like all that fashion stuff coming back up.
Yeah.
Everyone's back into the 90s now, baggy jeans, baggy tops and like jumpers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just when I thought that I was getting used to wearing skinny jeans, and now they fucking changed it again.
I'm not going to baggy jeans, man.
I'm not
I love
doing
skinny.
Yeah. I can't fucking do baggy jeans, dude. I loved boot cuts and flares. Like when I was touring with like Zico Chain and like Slaves to Gravity back in like 2000.
Oh, you toured with Zico Chain? Was that Tommy Gentry was in that band, wasn't he?
Yeah. Before he joined, when Paul Frost, the original guitarist, left.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Tommy Gentry's now in Gun.
Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's rad.
Yeah. So, toured with them years ago, and it was fucking messy. It was like beautiful carnage, but like it was cool. Like people were just like wearing black, and that was grunge as fuck, right? Zico Chain were grunge as fuck,
Yeah.
But there was like you could wear like makeup and be grunge, and maybe I always feel like projects like that I've done have always been like nearly there and then never make it.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel the same. Like with my last band, we did like a tour with we went on tour with Iron Maiden, like around Europe, and like it kind of got there. Like some people were like, "Oh, dude, like I thought that you were gonna make it with that band," and it was just like, I kind of knew that we weren't, like the whole time, because I was just like, "No, I'm not digging it. I don't like the name." We were called Wild Lies, and I was like, "Nah, this name is fucking brass, man."
It's funny, isn't it? There's something like that just doesn't sit right. Then you kind of, it's hard to kind of like, I don't know, you can't change your band name and stuff and keep the momentum, and it's starting from scratch effectively. If you did that and you taking success from it, it'd be hard, But what was it like touring with Maiden, man?
That was sick. That was so good, man. But like, I was like younger. I think like I was just like, right, this is it now. We're huge.
Yeah.
And then like, you get off, and then it's just like, oh no, we're not. But it was rad though. It was a cool experience. I miss it. They were fun to tour with, those guys. Like that was a really fun band to be in, and we're all still really good friends.
That's cool, man.
But yeah, I miss it. I just miss touring, man, in general. Like I'd miss playing clubs and just just anything.
Yeah. When do you think I say, like, it's all going to return. I don't think it's going to return to the way we think it. It's not going to be like
I
it was,
agree.
and I don't think it can. I don't think it should either. The system was broken then. It's fucked now, but
Yeah.
you know, it's just there's loads of it where you're like, something's got to change going forward. Like the treatment of, like, this is a funny thing. Like, of course, we can't play gigs without venues. Venues can't be around without gigs. But the thing is, though, when venues are treating bands like shit, and let's be honest, let's really be honest here, 75, 80% of venues treat you like shit.
Yeah.
They don't
100%.
pay you. They don't promote you properly. You know, all this other stuff, you know, so how are you supposed to develop if you can't play, you know, shows like, oh, we need people in the doors, and it's like, well, get people in the doors, you know, how do we get people in the doors if we're not able to play the shows, you know? And you see, you know, as like with the first lockdown, you know, all these venues going like, help us, and then bands were the first fucking people that put their hands in their pockets and gave out to venues,
Yeah.
you know. And I, even now we see some venues and it's like, do you remember, you know, do you remember the money we gave you, you know?
Yeah.
Do you remember
Dude,
that?
it's so true.
You know,
It's
it's
so
like,
true.
do you remember, like with some venues on our tour, you know, we paid deposits and stuff, right? And for venues and things,
Yeah.
we waived them all. We said, hey, keep them, you need them, we don't. And it was like, okay. Some of them weren't like, oh, thank you so much, that means everything, you know. It was just like, okay, cool. You're like, come on now, you know. It's you know, I know that's not the venue, it's the personnel within some of it, but you know, it's just a bit fucking, you know, a bit annoying. So there's loads of venues that equally though have been very appreciative. Of course, there's lots of venues that have been going like, thank you so much, we can't do this without you guys and things. But I have been disappointed by, you know, the quick turnaround of like, get the fuck out, we need a club night. And then,
Oh, dude,
you
yeah.
know, all of a sudden it's like, you know, bands, we need your help. It's like, what about the DJs and those blues nights that we have to clear out for? Where are they helping you out, man? You know?
Yeah.
You know, where's the so-called sold out club night fans helping out your venue, you know, and things
I
like
know,
that.
right?
You know, it's a bit like, you know, okay, you know, this is gonna have to change when it comes back, you know. I definitely gonna be like that, you know.
I saw was it I think Damien Keys talking about it on one of his videos. Like
Yeah.
it was about the hotel thing that they were looking at doing, like what the record labels making these like hotels where you go and like watch a band and you stay there and there's like this full immersive experience kind of thing.
Oh right, that's cool.
Yeah, like like a hotel gig kind of thing. So like I don't know. I can't remember the ins and outs of it. It just sounded like something that could like revolutionize it. But then again, like it puts all the like the power in the big players again, like
Again,
doesn't it? Yeah.
yeah. It's because it's money, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
we need philanthropists. It's another great word I can't fucking say today. Fuck, you know, just waiting on that coffee. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, you need people to inject money into the lower end,
Yeah.
you know, because if if you're putting all the money in at the top, it's going to crush what's underneath it. You know, you don't need to be a fucking, you know, finance expert to fucking work that out. You know,
Yeah.
but what you need is solid foundations in the industry to prop up the big ones, and then that, you know, it's like if you look after the pennies, the pounds look after themselves, type of shit.
Yeah,
You
totally.
know, you know, there's loads of adages of that type of shit, isn't there? You know, you've got to learn how to, you know, walk before you can run, and
Yeah.
before walking, you've got to be stable and cruel. You know, so it's, you know, it's annoying that at the moment everyone's just focusing on the top. You know that, and even in the last 5 years, there's been no middle ground, has there?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's no like, there's no like solid 500 cap venues to like cut your teeth on. It's like, you know, 100, 150 cap little club things, if that, and pubs, you know, and then it's, you got to jump on a tour to play 1,000 cap a night. You know, there's not,
I know.
do you know what I mean? There's not much gap in between to kind of, some bands aren't big enough to do that, but they're too big to do the, not too big, you know what I mean? Like to do the bit underneath it, you know, they're in the process of growth, but there's no steps in the middle of the ladder to kind of get to the top of it, you know? So
Exactly.
it's just a bizarre one. How
Well,
do you think that's going to change when we go forward?
oh, dude. Well, I just don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I can't see how things are going to be like how things are going to be like changed, like what things are going to be like in the coming months. I mean, I'm hoping within the next. I mean, this is just my hopes, but it's probably like I've been hoping like for like a year now that we're going to be able to go to a pub. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But like
have a coffee.
yeah, but it's just I just hope that, you know, people after this whole experience, people will be more motivated to put more time into like smaller bands, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And live music will get a resurgence just from people being locked up for so long.
yeah,
And
dude. Yeah, I think
you
the
know what I mean?
respect for the little bands has to come back. You
Yeah.
know, because I just think it's disappearing. You know, when was like the real last little band that made it big? Royal Blood.
Yeah.
You know, because they were knocking about in Worthing. You know, um, they were like knocking around with Races Collide in Worthing and Brighton. You know, it was kind of,
Really?
yeah, because Jurgen, the bass player in Graces Collide, and Mike from Royal Blood, they worked in a kitchen together.
Oh, no way.
You know, so they're really good friends and stuff. You know, and well, I say that, you know, Graces Collide are just signed to Golden Robot Records.
Yeah, I saw, man. I did a video for those guys actually, but because they've got a new drummer, they haven't released it yet.
Right.
Like I recorded it with them without a drummer, so it was like all green screen stuff. But
Oh, sick.
shit, I used to work in a kitchen as well.
It's the way.
Mate, I just love food. I was like so stoked when they were like, I started at front of house and they were just like, do you want to come work in the kitchen instead? Because I could see that I just didn't want to speak to people out in front of house. So I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, okay. So they put me on dishes for like a few months, and then like the next 3 years of my life, I was like a chef. I was like, this is crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's well good. So you like fucking like Gordon Ramsay in the kitchen type of shit. Can you like
Yeah, mate.
can you make amazing shit out of nothing?
Yeah. I had like a reputation, like this is with my last band as well. We're staying in like some random like place in Edinburgh, like this hotel room, and they had like a kitchen. I was like, no way, man, I'm gonna try and make Baileys. They were like, what? I was like, wait, I was clearly drunk, and I just like got like a bunch of these different alcohols and like some milk, and tried to make like some creamy, like delicious thing. I mean, I think it probably sounded like amazing, and I thought that I did a great job, but I was just smashed.
Oh, dude, that's so fucking good, man. Oh shit. So how are you going to tour when it happens then? Are you going to get a band for the Blood Republic record, or are you just not going to worry about touring for a while?
Um, I mean, I would love to have like a band together. So, I mean, there's
Like
a
a
couple of,
live band that just plays the live bits.
yeah, like, I mean, the bassist from my last band, like, I would really love him to get involved. And the same with the drummer, because the drummer is just, he was just so sick and we got along really well. And there was lot of chemistry there. And then, I don't know, like, I was thinking maybe keys and stuff, but it's just seeing how it goes. Like, we were going to do like that, one of that new wave of classic rock, like Webfest thing. But
Oh
then
yeah.
because of it was the one this year, but then they had to cancel it because of like obviously all the new like tiers and lockdowns and stuff. But I was going to get them in for it and like video like this whole thing. But oh, man, I would definitely get like a band together and just hit the road with it. I mean, I do want to do like a record where it's like full players again as well. Like I've kind of like set up the whole kind of theme of the Blood Republic, and then like future records can do what they do, and people can come in and get involved. I think it's just like it's been so much easier just to be in the situation where I can just like, I can wake up, come downstairs in my little studio and just like write a song, you know what I mean? And then be
Yeah.
like, all right, that's done now. But oh man, I do miss working like with other musicians.
Yeah.
So whether it just be for touring or also be for like in the studio recording an album, like you start to miss it. Gets lonely, dude.
Yeah. I relate to that, man. That's where like I've done all the demos myself, like on my new project. That's where I really relate to the Blood Republic stuff and how you actually one of the people that I thought about when I was transitioning to this.
Oh, legend.
I was like, well, Zach runs his stuff this way and it works really well. So why can't I do it? Type of thing. So that was a reason why I kind of did the format that I'm doing now. It's like, fuck it. Well, I'll just do it all myself, But
Exactly.
what I'm trying to do is that I've done all the demos and like kind of gone, here's my songs, and then kind of work with a producer and like making the songs the best they can be, and then kind of redoing those demos again in the kind of new way. And then I'm like hiring in session musicians to kind of play the other instruments properly, and then kind of add everything in there. So it has like I'm in my head, it's the best of both. I hope.
Oh, it will be. That'd be awesome, mate. That'd be really cool.
I mean, I think what's cool is the position I'm in, and I'm humbled, where I can ask people to kind of, do you want to play on this stuff? And people be like, fuck yeah, and they want to be involved, which is great. Like I've got Paul White from The Defiled.
Oh wow, that's awesome, mate.
Yeah, so he's doing all the drums. So I'm like, yes, world-class drummer on there, no problem, So I'm poaching a bass player at the moment, and I'm like, come on, dude, come on, I need your playing on it, So I'm hoping that I can kind of like lock him in. And then just kind of, obviously, guitars and everything like that myself. But yeah, it's kind of trying to get in my head anyway. I've got this like, it's like you get the vision.
Yeah.
Like I will do it like this, and some people are like it's an interesting way of doing it, and I'm like, shh, it will work.
It will totally work, man. It will totally work.
We'll have to do a song together.
Yeah, let's definitely do a song together, mate.
Let's fucking do it. We'll
definitely, it'll be huge, mate.
Yeah, dude, it'll be fucking huge, dude. Yeah.
You know who else is doing the similar sort of thing at the moment? I only found out about like 2 days ago. Was Mammoth WVH? Eddie Van Halen's son, Wolfgang.
Yeah.
And he's doing like, I thought that it was like a band that he's in playing bass for or something. But yeah, he does that, like all the instruments and sings on it. And he released one song that was like quite sad just after Eddie died.
Yeah.
But then this other one that he just released, like I think like last week or maybe even this week. But it's a tune, man. Like some seriously cool riffs and like big choruses.
Sick.
You should check it out, man. It's actually really cool. I was like, fuck, it's like, who's the singer? And it was like, it turns out he's playing all the instruments, did the whole thing himself. I was like, no way.
Oh,
I thought like sick. I'm shit now.
Yeah, I hate that. No, yeah. That's it. It's like, dude, when you've been smashing those videos on your Instagram of you just like ripping solos.
Oh, cheers,
and
man.
I was just like, oh, I forgot my boy can play. You do though, don't you? Because like, when you're like predominantly like a writer frontman, like riff guy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just go, well, what's best for the song? Okay, this song doesn't, 5 out of my 6 songs don't require a solo, but one does. And I'm like, fucking unleash on this. And I can't remember which tune it was the other day. I think it was it off your old record, or if it's one that's coming out on your new record?
I think that's all the stuff from my old stuff.
Right, it is the old stuff.
Yeah.
You just fucking unleashed. And I remember I was just like, oh, like,
legend.
Just like when you're just like pull the riff face and like oh, fuck, like that.
Oh, legend.
Yeah, I was
Cheers,
like,
man.
that's all right, dude. I was like, motherfucker, he looks good, sounds good, fucking shreds.
Man, I used to be the guy that was like, because I was the lead guitarist in my other band, and I was just like, I used to be, it was always like, oh, fucking stop Zach from soloing on every song. That's what I used to be like. And now then when I sort of like took the front, I was like, oh shit, I don't need a solo here. What am I doing? Like, it's just like trying to put a solo in for the sake of it. So I started to see where I was going wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you don't need a solo in every song, Zach. And I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll just solo live anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. They won't know until it happens. When they least expect it. Like everything. That'd be sick, dude. Yeah, solos are fucking weird, aren't they? Because unless they're like really, I think either it's like, I think it's clear cut for me with solos. It's either melodic or it's a technical exercise.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very, very rare you get people being seamlessly do the two together, where some people really get like locked into just going, oh, I've been working on my, fucking sweet picking, like check this, and then they're just like the solo is just like like that, doing all that, and you're like, I'm really happy for you, mate. I'm really happy for you that you've been able to do it. It sounds a bit weird in this pop song, but yes, I'm happy for you that you can do 5-string fucking sweet picking now. That's great. And then you get some people where they're like pull out 2 or 3 notes and it's like, oh my god, that's like godly. But then they can't do any vibrato and they go like of it, and you're like, oh dude. Like it's really hard to get the balance.
Really. Like I'm not into like the sweet picking stuff, like and stuff like that. Like just when it seems like they're just trying to show off.
Yeah.
Like there was been like, I think earlier on I was like, oh, what can I do that's really like impressive as a solo here? But then like, I don't know, the more I've kind of been more into like the songwriting side of it, like I'm just happy like a solo to just be like maybe like 3 notes.
Yeah,
it just sounds
totally
epic over that riff, you know what I mean? And just not try and show off, or just like using some cool effect, like just like a whammy on it or something.
Yeah, dude. Whammies are coming back in for that, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes it so much more, I don't know, listenable, like a bit more of a trip.
Yeah, totally, dude. Yeah. That's well said, man. It's kind of like anti-soloing.
Yeah, totally. Like I can do it, but I'm not gonna do it.
yeah, totally. Yeah. And people know that too. They're like, he can rip. He's just, like he's holding back, But then there's a few people that can like do all that stuff, and you're just like, this is fucking great, because it's done on such a level where they can do the technical stuff, but it's full of emotion, rather than it being like robotic technical exercises, 7/4, type of thing,
like Alter Bridge stuff.
Yeah, dude. Like Tremonti's got like that balance, right, where he's just like, check this, but you can also sing it,
Yeah.
And I think I personally think the best person in the world at doing that is Ian Thornley from Big Wreck. Go and check him out, dude. If you haven't,
I haven't checked him out. Yeah,
he's like, check out these riffs and check out this sick solo. And by the way, I'm like an amazing singer. So it's just like,
or Richie Kotzen as well, is it?
Kotzen is sick at that, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I have a thing with Richie Kotzen. He's like it's like kryptonite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love Richie Kotzen. I'm a huge Richie Kotzen fan. I had 2 huskies at one point. They're both not with me anymore, bless them. I had Ty, man, named after Ty Tybor from King's X, and I had another one called Kotzen, named after Richie Kotzen. Yeah. And that's how much I loved him. I was like, I'm gonna name my dog after Kotzen, you know, and then I find out in German it means vomit. So I called my dog
What?
Vomit. Yeah. So I was like, fuck, you know. So I was just like, what? His name's Richie Vomit, you know. Yeah, I know, nuts, right? And I've tried to go and see that guy like 6-7 times. First time I tried to see it, it was like I think I like had an argument with whoever I was seeing at the time, and it was like, nah, not going. Fuck, you know, it was all fucked. You know, missed it. And then there was one where he came to the UK, and then they fucked his visa, and they had to cancel the tour.
What?
And I was like, fuck. And then there was another one where I just had my knee operation, so I couldn't go to the next show, even though I bought a ticket every time. There was one where my friend Danny, who's the singer in Grace's Collide, he bought 2 tickets for Richie Kotzen, and I couldn't afford it. And then he didn't go either because he didn't want to go by himself, and he bought these 2 tickets. So like, I still owe him like 25 quid for that. Sorry, Danny. And there was another time where no one would go with me, and I bottled it. It was like, I think there's been some other silly reasons, like unbelievable reasons why I haven't been able to get, and it's like, you know, just stupid shit. Like, oh, there was like a train incident and I missed the gig. I was on the train and like, you know, oh, someone's jumped in front of the train. You're stuck here, and I was like, fuck. And then I got to see him, and get this is unbelievable. Got to see him a couple of years ago. I had tonsillitis and I was feeling horrifically ill. And I was like, fuck it, I'm still going to go. So I went with Danny from Grace's Collide. And we were there, and Kotzen comes out and he's not singing.
No.
He's ill.
Oh.
So he's like, oh, I've got this bad
What?
throat. And I was like, you fucking kidding me? Like, I've made it all the way here with tonsillitis. I shouldn't be out, you know, because I can fucking I don't think you can give tonsillitis to other people. I'm not sure, you know. And
mate.
I was there just like every couple of minutes. I was like, I was really run down, really ill. Like, you know, I'd go and like every couple of songs, I'd be like, oh, I just got to go, you know, got to go to the toilet, you know, and like it'd either come out my face or my ass, you know. It was just, you know, like that. They're like, do you want anything to drink? And I was like, I need appetizer. For some reason I was like, I need appetizer, you know, like, and they're like, appetizer. I'm like, give me some goddamn appetizer, you know, like at the show. And yeah, he was ill, so he was like, yeah, I can't sing the songs properly, so I'm just gonna solo all night. And he was in a shit mood. Like, he came out on the keyboard, you know, and I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. And then there was something going on with the monitor guy, and he's playing, and then he goes, hey, you, and points to the monitor guy down the mic. He goes, hey, you fucking homeboy, don't do that fucking shit again.
Brutal.
And he just goes, turn that fucking thing off. And he fucking went in on this monitor guy. And it was just like, you know, oh, it was my birthday as well. That was it. It was my birthday as well.
No.
So, yeah. And it was just like one of those things where you're like, do you know what I mean? So,
that's brutal.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. He's so good though. I only recently realized like what a fucking beast he is. Like, because I'm a huge fan of Chris Cornell, but he's actually got quite a similar voice in a way.
Yeah, and that's why you're like Ian Thornley.
Really?
Yeah, it's very similar. Yeah,
man. And like, because I'm friends with Adrian from Iron Maiden, because his son was like the guy that like probably will be playing bass in Blood Republic, but also that was in my last band.
Oh, sick.
And they're quite good friends, like Richie and Adrian. So they spent like Christmas together or something. So like Dylan, my mate, who's Adrian's son, like had like a jam on Christmas Day with like Adrian and Richie. I was like, I was like so jealous. I was like, what? Fuck you. Get out of my sight.
What, man? That's insane.
How insane is that? I don't think he realizes how insane it is.
Yeah, that's ludicrous, dude. That's completely that's insane.
I know. Like, I'm just hoping, like, bring me to your Christmas day.
Like, can I come to your Christmas, please, dude? I'll cook.
Imagine.
I'm a chef.
Yeah. Oh mate, that would just
I'll
be
make you
so
Baileys on Christmas Day.
good. Oh mate, I had so much Baileys this Christmas. I was like, because I love Baileys, but I tried not to have it too much because it just makes me feel sick.
I can't remember the last time I had Baileys, dude.
Oh mate, creamy goodness, man. So
Creamy
delicious.
fucking goodness. I got well into gin. I was
Oh,
I was developing a gin problem last year. Fuck, dude.
really?
Yeah.
What gin would you drink most?
Fucking all of them. Anything that was just like, oh, we've got rhubarb and custard flavored gin. I was like, fucking, let's try that. Then I was like, watermelon. You know, I was like, you know how people go through vapes flavors. I was doing that with gins.
Dude, I
And
love gin as well. I drank
Yeah.
so much gin last year. I haven't actually drank this year at all yet because I like socially drinking.
Yeah.
Last year, like, because we had like 2 friends around this area, so we would just have them over all the time. So couldn't be bothered with pubs, like putting masks on and stuff. So it was like, come to mine, let's
Yeah.
just drink like 2 bottles of gin.
Fuck.
And it was just constant, man. It was constant. Bargain booze around the corner, so we were just constantly over there. They were like, "You getting more gin?" Like, yeah, mate.
Yeah. Are you not getting gin? Yeah. Of course I'm getting goddamn gin, yo. You know?
What do you drink it with? You do gin and tonics?
Yeah, I got well into Fever Tree. So, and what was good is I found, this is a good fucking hell, look how sad I am here, dude. Fuck. You know, I'm so badass in rock and roll. Check out my gin combinations. There was blood orange gin, and Fever Tree did a blood orange mixer drink to go with it.
Oh, no way.
So I did that with slices of orange, frozen, cut up orange, whack it in the freezer, use that as your ice cubes, you know, really get it cold and chilled in a gin glass. Fucking bang on.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It's so good. And people think, isn't it just so sweet? It's like, no, it cancels out a lot of the bitterness from the gin, you know, but it is really subtle. So it don't get all the fucking like, oh, that's alcohol. You just like, oh, this is a lovely orange fruity drink. Smashing it back, and you're like, you're back in 72. I played with Ozzy Osbourne twice. Yeah, you know, like fucking all that shit. So yeah, that was good. Like, what's kind of your like gin of choice?
Oh man, well, usually I'm just being a cheapskate. I'm just like, right, I'm just gonna get Gordon's, just get Gordon's. But
Gordon's
like,
is great though.
it is actually really good.
It's the original, man. It's the original.
Yeah, exactly. It's just what I always used to see around in my parents' drink cabinet. So I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
everyone used to have like a bottle of Gordon's gin, man.
yeah. Or like, you know, when you go to like a bar, they usually do Bombay.
Yeah.
But I like things like Hendrix and stuff. If we're gonna splash out, I'm like, I'll get like a Hendrix.
I'll get a good Hendrix, man. Yeah.
Or like I do like rum as well, just because it makes me feel like a pirate.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It's
Yeah.
like a sick rum, like Kraken or something.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm a Sailor Jerry guy.
Oh, yeah, that is delicious
Fucking
as
like
well.
Sailor Jerry. It's just because it's that spice thing on it.
It's making me miss drinking now, dude. It's been like a whole year. No, a whole year. It's been only this year. So since Christmas was the last time I had a drink.
Fuck. I hosted a quiz a couple of weeks ago and I drank a whole bottle of red wine. And by the end of it, I was like, I don't give a fuck. Round 8. Fuck. You know? You know, and everyone's like, what's the odds? It's like, I don't fucking know. You know, and that was with Patreons as well, you know. So they were
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah. So they were like, you all right? And I'm like, yeah. You know, and I had my mum and dad on the quiz as well, and they were just like, fucking failure, you know.
Oh,
dude. You fake bloody brick wall and your shit hair dye. You know,
no, I like the hair, dude. I think the hair looks sick.
Thanks, dude. I'm trying to grow it, dude. I want to do what yours is like.
You gonna grow it proper long?
Yeah, I want to get like that ombre thing going on, bro. Like that.
Dude, with that color, you look like the fucking Witcher. That would look crazy.
That's it, though, dude. That's what I'm trying to be like, cool but slightly still goth.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
But because of lockdown, I can't get it cut properly. So I've got like this mullet thing going on the back here. It's glorious mullet, So that's, if I can just stay like this, then it's even worse. This, like, look how bad it is on this side. Like, it's just
I think that looks cool, man.
I don't know. I don't know.
Just keep it growing. You should
I'm
do
just gonna
that.
keep growing it, man. Keep growing it, yeah. So, but I like it, because I saw, you see pictures of the normal hair, and I'm like, oh, I look weird. Like, do I look like that all the time? So fuck yeah, very very strange, yeah.
Yeah, you get like so easily adapt, don't you? Then you're suddenly just like, wait, fuck, is that why I used to look like why is my hair like that?
Yeah,
It's like
I went
so...
out like that. Yeah, like when I had
know.
that fucking stupid haircut. Did you ever see me with that stupid hair?
No,
Like,
I
the
haven't seen you with
fucking
stupid hair.
Liberty spike things around my head.
Oh, I've seen like old videos. Yeah, man.
That's fucking shocking. Yeah.
I used to
Awful.
do that to my hair. Like, what was that? Like, that was in the like 2005 or something.
Right. Yeah. I just never
When
got
it was
out of
like
that.
Marilyn Manson and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, man. Yeah. Yeah. Totally, dude. So, have you got any release dates for any of the Blood Republic stuff coming out?
19th of March. It's like one of the singles. It's got a really cool video with it as well. It's like
Sick.
Tron type world. It's based on like the whole album. Well, the album has a concept, but the songs don't follow that concept really. But the album is called Archonic, so it's about like the archons, which are like an ancient Gnostic like belief, which they're basically like demons that control like the simulation that we live in. It's crazy. So like the archons created like the demiurge, which was the creation of the simulation of Earth and like what we believe is Earth and shit like that. It's crazy.
Is that like a real theory?
Yeah, like it's like this ancient Gnostic sort of belief, like that they found on these like tablets, and it's like ancient kind of history. I don't know. It's just I love ancient history. Like I love like ancient Sumeria. I'm basically just like one of those guys that watches Ancient Aliens. I'm just like, mate,
dude,
aliens created us.
Yeah, they did though, right? There's no two ways about it. There's got to be something intervening with there.
Yeah, I totally think that's where like we come from, man. Like I'm so like sure of it as well. When people went, sorry, carry on.
Have you checked out Bright Insight?
No.
Go on YouTube, check out a guy called Bright Insight. He was in the army, and his thing is he's on YouTube exposing where like the lost city of Atlantis is, with proof.
Oh, rad.
And shit like that. And he's one of the first people back allowed in one of the pyramids, because
Really?
they closed the pyramid for like 50 years to the public, and they've just kind of reopened it, and it's solid. Like, they're like, pyramids aren't tombs, and all this shit, and I'm like, like, fuck,
No way.
Like ancient civilizations and aliens built the pyramids and shit.
Yeah, 100%. Like all of these ancient structures around the world, like there's something to it, and not just because like, oh, humans couldn't have made it, but like because like what like it's like astrologically, and also like, wasn't it like all these pyramids around the world are all on like the Earth's equator or something like that? So
yeah, perfectly.
yeah, like there's just so many things that I've always been like, what? And I think it comes from like a fascination. Like I think like my dad was into it when I was younger or something, because I found like a book about like star children or something. I was like, what is this? Like just going through my parents' book cabinet. I don't know, man. I'm just like completely fascinated by it. Like every night I just go to sleep listening to like some weird podcast about Like I don't know, just like aliens like coming down, or like the Archon stuff, or like I used to listen to David Icke a lot. I mean, he's a bit of a kook, but he talks about like the Archons, and that's when I first heard it, and I was like, this is crazy, man.
Yeah, that guy's definitely, a couple of screws loose or a few punched, I
He's
think.
completely screw loose,
Yeah,
man.
I think he's a bit fucked. I mean, I don't know, like I'm an open book to the shit. I'm just like, if I can see it and touch it, believe it, then I'm fucking down for it, like I'm not, I'm atheist as fuck, but within that, there's no doubt about seeing scientific evidence of alien existence and stuff. And didn't they last year didn't NASA release loads of shit going, yeah, we've had aliens here and shit. And everyone's just like,
Yeah,
they did, didn't they?
yeah.
And they said, like, yeah, aliens are real. Yeah.
And they had that video, was it with the fighter pilot, whatever it was, um where it's just like they locked onto that like flying object thing, and it was like moving in the same way that like Bob Lazar was saying that like they moved. And then there's actually a documentary that's just come out. You have to buy it. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's just all of these like legitimate accounts from like the 50s onwards, and all of them, like they all move the same, like they tilt and then they like move, like shoot and stuff like that. And then there's this one, oh dude, it's in like Zimbabwe, and there are these like kids that like had this experience in like the 90s or something, and this documentary crew go there, and that they interview all of these kids in this school, and it was like this like ship like landed, and then they had like this telepathic connection with it, and they all described the same thing. It's like creepy, man. It's crazy, like all these kids in just like this school. It's absolutely mental. So something happened. I need to, I'll send you the
Fuck.
name of it. I can't remember
Fucking
the
right.
name of
Send
it.
it to me. That sounds fucking rad. I love that shit.
It's crazy, dude. Like it's I was like getting shivers watching it. Like normally my
Shit.
girlfriend's like, nah, I don't want to watch that. Then she watched it and she was like, this is creeping me out.
Shit. Yes. Link that shit over to me, man. I want to get on that.
Yeah,
I
do
want to
it,
get on
man.
that shit straight away.
It's
You
so
know?
good.
Yeah. Fuck. Like, I love all that shit. I love like diving into, like just the probabilities of it all and how it acts and the like Bob Lazar, like man, like he's basically risked his life to say all that shit, hasn't he?
Yeah, totally.
And
Totally. I
and the
definitely
thing
think
with him,
so,
he's
yeah.
never wobbled his story. It's like the same shit every time he said it, and there's no way, like I don't think he's bullshitting. I think he's dead on, you know,
Yeah, 100%. He
you know.
seems like a legitimate source of information. Like it doesn't seem like a kook at all.
No, he seemed pretty grounded when you talk to him. He's just like, well,
Yeah.
here it is. And you're like, yeah, cool. Well, I can't fucking argue with that, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a yeah, again, another fucking interesting thing there. So your whole record is about this race called the Archons.
Well, that's what kind of like the name of it. It's like the concept, but then like lyrically, it's just kind of like about life. You know what I mean? It's like,
Sick.
so it's just about general things, think like relatable things. There are a couple of ones. There's a couple of dark ones, just about, you know, just about everything that's been happening with the pandemic and stuff, and
Yeah.
disguised as like a horror kind of theme. You know what I mean?
Sick. Yeah, totally, dude.
But
Yeah.
they'll be deep in the album, because then there's
Yeah.
like random bits like talking about, there's this lyric, this like black mirror is your phone, like talking about, because like a black mirror is what they used to use to summon demons. And I was like, what if like the black mirror is like what our phones and like screens are? Because you switch them off, it's just you've got like a black mirror. I was like, shit, maybe we're summoning demons. And I don't know, like
Shit.
tripping out, man. Like
Yeah.
I quit smoking weed, and now I'm more of like a trippy dude than I was before, man.
Fuck. Can we talk about that for a second? Would you mind talking about smoking weed?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, sure.
Because I find all that stuff fascinating, right? I smoked weed. I did weed for the first time only at the beginning of 2020 at my friend's house when we started writing a country record. and he had this friend from America there, and she was like, smoke this blunt, because I was like, I don't want tobacco and stuff, because I've never smoked or anything. And then I was like, I don't really get what it's all about, you know. And then I realized for 3 hours I sat down on this couch and I didn't fucking move. I didn't say a thing. I didn't fucking move. I was like this.
Were you like pranging out? Or?
No, I was having a really good time, but I was just, I was just like, I was just sat there on this couch, like, you know, with like this couple of grand Gretsch guitar like on me, and I was just like an old lady, like with my hands like that. And then my mate was just like talking at me and playing music, and I was just like, you know, and he was like just going, yeah, and then the thing, yeah, blah, 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 and I didn't say a fucking word for like 3 hours, dude. You know, and then at the end of it, I just went, yeah, totally, man. You know. And then I was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I mean, I don't see what the fascination for weed was. And then I realized that I was fucking smashed. You know, and I was like, what time is it? And he's like, 4 a.m. I was like, how? He's like, yeah, you've been sitting there for like 3 hours, dude.
Oh, I
was like, what have we written? Nothing. We didn't write a single thing. It's great. It's so funny. So fucking funny, you know. But yeah, that's my only experience of that shit. So, you know.
Dude, I used to do it all the time.
Do you do it now?
No, I haven't done it really since I've been back in the UK.
Right.
Like before that, I started when I was like 16.
Right.
And then I just like it started like just doing it socially with the band that I was in at the time, and then slowly just started doing it more and more, to the point where I was pretty much just like always high. Like I was just that guy that was just like constantly high. And then I don't know, like about like a year ago, yeah, probably about a year ago now, I was like, yeah, I think I'm done. Like,
yeah,
just like it was too much of like a chemical dependency. And I was just like a bit sick of it, like, because I was just sick of needing something. And then when I didn't have it, I was like, oh, just like, what's the point? You know what I mean? So it was pretty much just like a horrible addiction. So I'm just so glad that I just got rid of that, because like now I've gotten rid of it. I had so many things that like kept me doing it. I was like, oh, I won't be able to write music if I don't do it. You know what I mean? I'll make all these stupid excuses to myself. And then you know, not doing it, I've like written more music in like a shorter space of time, and being able to keep my life going without letting everything fall apart. You know what I mean? So I could only focus on one thing. Like I'd be like, right, it's time for Blood Republic, and then like I would just like fall behind on all of my work and everything. I'd be like, fuck, like oh shit, couldn't balance everything. But mate, yeah.
Did it consume you?
Yeah, it totally consumed me. Like always had to have it. And yeah, like mental health wise, you talk about mental health, like it was just terrible for my mental health. But I thought that like, oh, you know, it's fine, it's creative, man, it's what creative people do. And I was like, nah.
The troubled artist.
Yeah, the troubled artist. Turns out I didn't need to be troubled. I spent like all this time being troubled. I was like, wait, no, I don't actually need to be troubled.
So it was a complete detriment to your life, do you think?
Yeah, for quite a while, man. Like I think it started preying me out as well, because I just constantly like had this horrible cough, and especially with COVID hit, it's basically because I had COVID at the start of this year, and it was like shit. I was like, shit, this basically feels like what it felt like to be smoking like 5 joints a day. Like I like struggled to properly breathe in, and I was smoking it with tobacco as well. So I was just constantly smoking. So bad.
Do you smoke at all?
No. I smoke now if I drink. Because all of my friends they all smoke, and then as soon as they're smoking, I'm like, oh shit. Like only when I drink, if I smell someone smoking a cigarette, like just, you know, sober as I am now, I'll be like, oh, that smells so brass.
Right. Yeah.
But like as soon as I've had a drink, I'm like, oh heaven. It's so ridiculous.
Man, that's interesting, because I had Adam Feasy on the show from Adam and the Hellcats, and he's autistic, right? And he was telling me about he had a weed addiction and how it made. At first, he was like, "Oh, right, yeah, I can sleep. It's calming my autism," and he realized it wasn't. It was actually dulling other shit, And then he got addicted to it, and now he's like, "Yeah, I'm an addict. I'm addicted to it, but I've been clean 2 years, and I'm able to put it over there," type of thing. I was like, "Fuck, dude, that's crazy." Because he's like, weed isn't addictive. He's saying to me, weed isn't addictive in its physical format, but mentally it becomes
Yeah,
addictive.
totally. Totally. That's why when people say like, "Oh, weed isn't addictive," I'm just like, yeah, but it's like the substance might not contain addictive, or substances, but yeah, like you said, it's the mental thing that you get attached to.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you can't, like the ratio of being high to not being high is like way overruled by being high, and you're just like, oh fuck. It's to the point where like you don't even really feel it anymore. It's just like you're just constantly just doing it. Such a waste of time. I spent so much fucking money on weed.
Yeah. That's interesting, man. Yeah, because I've never really got into the smoking stuff or anything. It's
That's amazing.
I've never, like I said, the only first time I really smoked it was like last year. And that was blunt. And I've just never gotten cigarettes. I've done that thing, when you're fucking hammered and someone goes, "Do you smoke?" And you go, "Yeah." And you stand there looking like a fucking idiot because you don't know how to hold a cigarette. You don't even know how to inhale it properly. And then everyone's like, "You're right." And you're like, "Yeah." Like, and you're like, "You don't smoke?" And you're like, "No, I don't." And you're like, "Why are you smoking?" Like, "I don't know." Like everyone else is, So it's bizarre, And yeah, I've like tried to avoid dating people that smoked and things like that, because it was just like I found it that like, oh fuck's sake.
Oh
But
yeah, I'm so glad that my girlfriend doesn't smoke. Like
yeah,
I've never wanted to be with a girl that smoked, to be fair. It's
yeah,
dirty.
yeah, no. And do you know it's interesting, because my partner Beck, she works in like mental health and care and forensic. God, she's gonna kill me because I can't remember the second bit. It's like forensic something to do with mental health, like, and she's like, weed is like one of the worst ones. And I was like,
Totally.
really? Because I don't understand it, of course, because I haven't experienced any, apart from just being monged on a sofa for 3 hours, I haven't experienced it, And she was like, the amount of psychotic damage that people have, paranoia, anxiety, as a result of smoking too much of it is unfathomable, because it's,
Oh yeah,
and some, and there's that thing where people saying like CBD is really good for this and it's got really good properties for that, but they're like, it's not the same thing as, taking a drop of oil and putting it in your food when it's been engineered not to have THC and whatever else in it, is very different to smoking it with all that bollocks in it.
totally. Totally. All this psychoactive stuff. It definitely does it though. Like, dude, I was a paranoid mess. Like
Really?
this time last year, probably, yeah. I mean, it was just ridiculous, like what it does to you. And like you hear about it, like, and when they're teaching you about drugs in school, they're like, oh yeah, it causes you paranoia, and you assume that you're going to be like curled up in a corner, like, but it's actually just little things that you just like start to think about, you know what I mean? And you're like,
Yeah.
you start to think things about people, like, oh, I think that person's against me, kind of thing. And actually,
Oh
like,
shit.
yeah,
Yes. You
and
start
it's
getting
just,
like,
yeah, and you stop talking to that person, you know what I mean? And then you're like, wait a minute, like that person, they don't give a shit about you. They're not even thinking about you, you know what I
it's like,
mean?
that's crazy, dude. Like, yeah, that's fucked. That's fucked, man.
I know, like, and it still sits with me a bit, but I've always been like a bit paranoid.
Yeah.
Like, but it's a bit more like manageable now. But it does, like, I've known some people, dude, that they used to do it so much that like it's caused them to have like schizophrenia, like mild forms of schizophrenia.
Jesus Christ.
I know, and you don't hear about that, like sometimes like I watch Joe Rogan, he talks about it, and it's like, oh, it's got all these health benefits, but then nowadays I'm looking at it like, yeah, but it can also cause you, if you abuse it, it can fuck with your head.
Yeah, the thing with Rogan, and I love Rogan, um, is that he's in a position where he is in, well, I know he was in California, he's now in Texas, but he won't get like bullshit stuff off the street that's been mixed with this and altered with that. He gets stuff that's government grown by a government farmer growing it properly from this and that, and it's clean. It's a lot of it's engineered to be different. That doesn't
Yeah.
have a lot of the weird shit in it. You know, he's in a position where he can do that, you know, and also he trains a lot and he has a focused regime of stuff and he has fuck tons of money. You know? So, and you know, he's in a position where he can do things and do this and do that. And I think on a more grounded level, but like like you're saying, if you're doing like 5 spliffs a day, it's a lot of weed, man.
I know. It was
You know,
so ridiculous.
you know, but dude, fucking fair play. Like, not only to like get out of that, but to recognize it and going, I fucking need to stop this, and then just going yoink. That is fucking heroic shit, my friend.
Cheers, bro. Yeah, it was hard. Definitely gets a bit hard. You're just like, oh God, like you still crave it, but then you're like, but like you know what it's gonna be like, you know, like the rabbit hole, and you know the entry to it. And like I prefer, like I'm more like animated when I'm not on it. Like people used to recognize me, they'll be like, oh, there's Zach, and I'd just be like, like all like shy and like nervous.
Right. Yeah.
And now I'm like extrovert, like, well, after a couple of drinks.
Yeah, of course.
Like a proper extrovert.
Yeah. That's cool, dude. That's cool. So you're using all of that stuff. You got all that energy. You got all this amazing focus now. You got a new single that's dropping the 12th of March. 19th of March. And you got a new video for it. You've got a sick concept for it. And you know what's, you know, it sounds like everything's, you know, coming up Millhouse, you know.
Mate, it's good. Like since quitting as well, like I've learned all these new skills, like because I've always wanted to do like 3D CGI stuff, and like I started to realize, shit, I could actually like do it now. So I've been sort of training myself to do that. So that's what this new video's got, like all this I've created this like 3D world, and like I'm in this like car in like this like Tron thing. I don't even drive, so like I showed my family, they were like, what, so weird seeing you in a car, like you can't even drive.
That's crazy, dude.
It's really cool. I'm well chuffed with it. And then I've created this like 3D city for this next one. It's it looks pretty realistic, so I'm pretty stoked about that. So I need to work that into it. But the renders like take so long because it like renders each frame of the video, and each frame takes like freaking 5 minutes to render. So I've just like left it rendering in the background. It's nuts.
Jesus Christ, man. Well,
Time
dude.
consuming.
Fuck. Well, man, it was wicked hanging with you today. Thank you so much for your time, dude. It was sick.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I'm really glad that you're off that shit, dude, and you're firing on all the cylinders, man. You got some sick stuff coming out. I can't wait to hear and see it now. You know, I can't wait for that, dude. It's gonna be fucking badass.
Thanks,
Nice
brother.
one, dude. So just give a quick reminder about dates of stuff coming out and where people can find you on socials and what have you.
So the Blood Republic on Spotify, like 19th of March, the first single from the new album's coming out, and then like every month from there's going to be new music, just like hitting YouTube and Spotify and all the other places, and Instagram as well. I like
Excellent.
to do a bit of Instagram.
Nice, man. Nice one, dude. Well, dude, again, thank you so much for your time, man. It was fucking sick having you, dude.
It was a pleasure, dude.
Nice
Really
one.
enjoyed it.
Take it easy, dude.
Peace out, bro.
Check out the Nikki Smash Show only on Patreon.